welcome back, guys. DK versus ForLove.cn. It's the Sina Cup qualifiers, and well, DK clear favorites in this. Dota 2 Lounge says they are gonna win this hands down because you guys bet all your rares, 82% of it, and only 18% of the Brave Souls bet on ForLove. So we're gonna see how that actually turns out. I'm lgd.int. I'm joined here by Baseskip, and we're gonna be bringing you this English broadcast for this very possibly exciting game.
Yeah, good to be here, and thanks for having me back on, Lysander. One thing I guess it's worth pointing out is Mushi and Ice currently not in China, to my understanding, so they're both playing using a VPN, and that is going to affect their ping a little bit. We'll see how much that affects their performance. I think Ice was remarking on his stream earlier. He said, "Look, I'm not really looking forward to playing tonight because of the ping issues, but I have to do it." So I guess that's worth keeping in mind.
He picked up his Clockwork, and through interviews, I think they said that Clockwork is his go-to hero because he can play it even if he's lagging or something like that. Because he plays that hero really well, and I think he's just comfortable playing all the mech heroes, Timbersaw, Clockwork.
What's with all the script?
I'm sure his Tinker is really good as well. And there's a Timbersaw response
Look,
from
you could tell me that Ice is amazing at any hero, and I would probably believe you. So yeah.
Well, probably. Yeah, probably. He was playing an Earth Spirit on his stream the other day, and he was practicing it. I wouldn't say he's the best at it, but definitely not up to the standards that you expect from Ice. So, well, I'm sure he has heroes he can't play. I'm pretty sure. But still, Clockwork, something to look out for. I mean, it's not good against Timbersaw. That's for sure. Because Timbersaw will just run, cut right across his cogs and do a lot of damage to him in the meantime.
5 seconds.
A good pickup here from ForLove, and like you said, I mean, Mushi might still be drunk from all that birthday celebration, and Ice is, well, like you said, lagging here. He's here in Singapore, and he's probably going to be lagging with the VPN and whatnot. So, well, we'll see. And of course, the fact that they're not in the gaming house together will also affect the synergy. So we might see an upset here. It could happen, and like I said, I've been praying for upsets every single time I cast. So it might happen this time, it might not happen. DK, clear favorites in this in this matchup. So ForLove, they have to pull something out of their hat.
Reserve time.
Yeah, and even if Mushi and Ice aren't able to perform to their max, I think that just makes more space for Burning, Lanham, and Dai to make even more plays. So I wouldn't be too worried if you're a DK fan here. But ForLove, they pulled out an upset against Titan yesterday, which was just a little bit surprising, honestly.
I wouldn't say it's an upset, actually.
Not really. I mean, Titan haven't been on top form, and they had a stand-in, and so that was a bit interesting. But I have to admit that I'm not super familiar with this ForLove side. Do you have any experience with any of the players?
Nope.
Have you seen them before?
Just based on my cursory judgment, I would say that ForLove is better than Hearts Get Together and Tongfu B. They are below your...
I would agree.
They would be around your... Let me think. They're probably around the skill level of OVG, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that comparison. How do you think they'd stack up against, say, Rattlesnake?
5 seconds.
Yeah, Rattlesnake. Yeah.
So that kind of level.
Yeah, that kind of level. Yeah, they on good days, bad days, they probably take games off each other. But then again, my opinion is, actually, I'm going to fire some shots here, but until Tongfu B and Hearts Get Together actually appeared in the Chinese scene, I always had this impression that Chinese teams were pretty much equally matched. Well, I won't say equally matched, but they were similar across the board. It's whether or not who had the better day. That was my opinion until I saw Tongfu B and Hearts Get Together. Shots fired, but I had to say it. I mean, I always had this impression of Chinese teams. It's just one big meta game with all of them just fighting for the top spot at different times of the year, which is why you always see teams like DK being favored, then you see IG being favored, then you have LGD, and then once in a while you have Tongfu and all that. So just thrown here and there. But yeah, ForLove, I think they're definitely more new in the scene, you'd say. I'm sure they play a lot of Dota.
It's nice to see newer players. Like my impression of Chinese Dota as well. You know, you're right. I think we've been, not only was it trading wins and things like that against one another. But the other thing was, it just seemed like there was a roster of players, and sometimes, you know, we'd have a couple of players retire to go and do other stuff. But for the most part, you know, we don't really have. It didn't seem like there were that many new players entering the scene. I mean, even when you talk about Mushi, Ice Ice Ice, Miracle, these are just the best of the best from Southeast Asia that have been brought over to play in China. So I don't know. I like that these new teams have popped up and that some newer players have been able to make a name for themselves, even if their results haven't been as impressive as some of these super established, really well backed teams.
Well, DK are gonna go full tryhard here. They pick Mushi.
Yeah,
the OD.
pick the OD.
Yeah. Why not? When in doubt, just try hard. Give Mushi one of the best mid heroes, and I don't really like the Mushi. I don't know. I mean, I don't really like OD. I'm good with Mushi's OD. He plays well, but I always feel that OD is a kind of hero. Win lane, don't win game kind of hero. So, but you have a life stealer. You have Ice 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 on the clockwork to back you up, and Mushi himself very talented on their OD. So, I think it's a pretty powerful. It's a powerful mid.
I mean, it's reasonably well set up here. The Bandit the Razor helps, you know, set up the lifestealer a little bit better, and also removes one of those obvious things to do against the OD. And unfortunately, ForLove actually banned out Viper in the very
seconds to go.
in the very first phase of bans. So they really wish they had that right now. You know, they could have laned the Viper against the OD. It's great against lifestealer. But they're just going to end up going for the Dragon Knight here. One thing that we have seen some teams doing, and this was actually more popular, I would say, back when OD was just everywhere. Some teams are running some duo mids against him and things like that. The lanes are now, you know, laning stage is now a little bit more flexible, so you can't guarantee that an opposing support isn't just going to come and duo lane as well. But OD isn't really a duo laning hero, so that's maybe another option here for ForLove. Could pick up the Lich, could run a duo lane mid, the Lich can go and do some stacking over in the jungle in the meantime, and that could be one way to deal with the OD. Or they could just gank him as well. They've already got an Alchemist.
Well, DK, he's just going to be the guy that's going to be sacked here. I was about to say Alchemist was going to be the guy that gets sacked and sent to the middle lane, but they decide that the Alchemist will be better elsewhere. I don't like Alchemist against Lifestealer. That's my opinion on this, because he just dodges it easy, and yeah, it's not a good hero against Lifestealer. And Disruptor. It's a good hero.
Similar reactions there. Yeah, it's like I like seeing it. I think ForLove played it in their qualifier match as well. I would say that he's a little bit underrated, but also a fairly niche pick. And I don't know necessarily what he's great against here. I mean, I feel that we would more expect to see the Disruptor against your Queen of Pain, against your Puck, against your Nature's Prophet. Even against someone like Weaver, these really mobile heroes where the silence just completely destroys them. But I guess it's going to be all right against, pretty good against Clockwork. Helps to counter a little bit of the initiation. And if the Alchemist is roaming around, he might be able to get the Disruptor might be able to get some reasonable farm.
Yeah, the Disruptor will be good against Lifestealer. The Silence, the Dragon Tail, I'm sensing a Shadowblade Dragon Knight this game. It will be really good to shut down the Lifestealer. They really need to get this guy in check ASAP. This Alchemist might be a farming Alchemist actually. We'll see. If it's a farming Alchemist, I will feel less worried for ForLove, because Alchemist is a very, very good hero against Lifestealer, especially after the change, because he doesn't have all that HP for Lifestealer to drain anymore. And before that, he was actually a lot better as well, because he got gold a lot faster than Lifestealer did. And although a lot of people might hate me for this, but I've seen a lot of times where Lifestealer just loses to Alchemist in a straight-on man fight, because Alchemist just has so much more items and hits a lot faster.
Reserve time.
Yeah, the one thing that I worry about for ForLove as well with this Disruptor is that they've kind of given up some of their ganking power. I mean, yes, if they have a support Alchemist, they might be able to do something to the OD, but you have to remember that the Dragon Knight is never really going to have any spells to contribute. So if you're going to pick up kills on this OD, the supports need to be doing the bulk of the damage, and especially if Mushi has, fast reactions. If he dodges the Concoction Stun with an imprisonment, then I don't know if there's that much hope of finding a kill. Just because Disruptor as a support, yes, Thunderstrike got buffed, but he just doesn't do that much damage, in general in the early to mid game. And DK pick up some good roaming supports of their own in the Rubik and Leshrac.
Yeah,
10 seconds to go.
The Leshrac's gonna be having a lot of a better. Well, it's gonna English.
5 seconds.
But yeah, Rubik Leshrac is a lot better than SD Leshrac. I mean, after the last game's full of mess ups, I think it's gonna be a lot better. And ForLove, they go into a Mirana.
So
there's a lot of greed coming up from them. They have 4 cores, if you call it that. I mean, if you count Alchemist as one, but Mirana might not match up too well against Lifestealer.
yeah, we'll see what kind of build the Mirana goes for here. She's also not the Mirana as a hero is not a huge fan of buying BKB, and that could be a little bit of a problem against the OD. You do really like to have your sort of natural BKB carriers, but I'm just hoping that maybe we see a Mirana going for a fairly early to mid game build. If the Mirana has the option to start roaming around a little bit, then you can bring the Dragon Knight back down to your safe lane to recover a little bit in terms of farm. So that kind of lane swap might be something to look out for ForLove here, but I guess we should quickly introduce it too much further here.
Alright, so ForLove on the Radiant side is Stan, the man. On Alchemist, it's gonna be Yim on the POTM, or the Mirana. It's gonna be Fan, or Fan, on the Dragon Knight. It's gonna be 5,400 on Disruptor. It's gonna be pretty whore on Timbersaw. Sounds very vulgar. And on the side of DK, all yours.
Awesome. So over on DK, we've got Ice, so Ice Cubed on the Clockwork. Mushi's going to be heading towards mid as the OD. No surprises, we head top lane. Burning's going to be your Lifestealer. Lanham is your Leshrac. And MMY, otherwise known as Dai, is going to be your Rubik.
So I would hope for an exciting game. I don't want to say it's not going to be one-sided, because every time I say that, it becomes one-sided. So we're going to see how well Fan actually does against the OD middle, because he's only been given 2 pull tangles. He's rushing that bottle ASAP. It's going to be very important.
The battle begins.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. One thing to actually check, I guess, is what is Mushi's ping? So he's pinging like 240, 250.
I've played under those ping. It's not as bad as it sounds, actually. It's about it's about a second of delay. That's about it. It's not that serious compared to 500 or whatnot. But 1 second.
The question is how used you are to it. I remember back when Australians were playing on US West a lot, everyone was sort of doing okay, and then Australian servers came out, and now none of us can deal with latency anymore, just because we've been spoiled by really low ping on Oz servers.
Oh, open wounds
pretty hard. Yeah.
He did. Nope, I don't think so. I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I say no. Body block here from Burning. The B God gets first blood. No, Lanham takes that. And, well, good body blocking here from Burning. And the haste rune, I think. The back end of the haste rune actually allowing that to get the first blood. Timbersaw opting for that point in reactive armor might have been a bad choice. Gets stunned once again. But first point reactive armor, I'm not so sure it was that great getting it until you got into the lane and saw the enemy heroes. But Ice, he's gonna have a little bit of trouble here. 5,400 is gonna just shock him up and just push him back. Disabling one of his clarities, but Ice has plenty of regen.
Yeah. Ice has to be one of the most annoying offlane players in the game, just because he knows the limits of his heroes really, really well.
Oh, he's in trouble. It's gonna be narrow. It's gonna be nearly. Should have predicted there. The Mirana should have predicted. Shoot a little bit to the left. And Mushi actually not able to stop the DK from getting his bottle within the first few waves. It's really difficult with the fire breath. But now you're gonna the Dragon Knight's gonna drop to nearly no mana. One more prison and he will be out of mana for any kind of spells. And Ice actually himself, he did say before that you really want to get a magic stick against an OD, and Rubik is gonna come here, deny this rune for the DK, pick it up.
Invisibility.
Yep, he's gonna pick it up and deny the rune for the DK. So yeah, you really want to get a magic stick against OD, because every time he banishes you, you get 1 stick charge. It might not seem like a lot, but when you lose all your max mana, that 1 stick charge can convert to about 100 over mana. So it's like OD helping you to drop threat switch when you bottle up, something like that. So magic stick is really important against OD.
Yeah, let's see what he's going for. Nope, just bottle crowing at the moment. And top lane, pretty hard in trouble one more time. He went for the Whirling Death at level 2. So he's just gone. Couple more right clicks to finish it off. This time around, the kill goes to MMY. So Burning is just sitting at 2 assists so far. But this Timbersaw is having
a tough time.
Not having a very good time, yeah.
Not picking Chain is a mistake, I think. And even if he gets Chain, there's the instant lift from Rubik. So it's a very dangerous lane for him. And now that he's died so many times, he's below the level of the dire supports here. So and now they're gonna rotate middle. They know that Burning can pretty much deal with the lane alone. They can give him a little space. Gotta get Mushi that one up on that Dragon Knight middle. So Mushi already outlasting him 20 to 9 and 7-1 on the DK. So Fan is not gonna have a good time. Managed to set things up, and here we go. Hello, Leshrac. Instant stun, very well done on him. And it's gonna be a follow-up pickup as well, and no chance at all. Ice even tosses in a rocket, and Leshrac gets a second kill for himself. So Lanham having a great game already. Clarity up, going back to top.
Yeah, DK supports really doing work. This Timbersaw is looking like he's in for a tough game, and even is to be careful right now. Burning plays up a little bit and he is going to go back to the safety of the tower, but DK getting pretty close to grabbing a kill there. They've got another smoke ready. Well, they've got a smoke ready as well. So if they just want to swing mid and kill the Dragon Knight a second time, could definitely look to do that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Radiant structures are actually being fortified here. Not so sure it was actually worth it though. Mushi can't really do a lot of damage, but there's a siege creep beating away at his tower, and it's still beating away at the tower. Regeneration for the Alchemist, 5,400. He is running towards middle. Like you said, Disruptor is a good support in a tri-lane, on tri-lane, or maybe against an off-laner where you can pull him back to the glimpse, but he doesn't really do too much phasing in the early game. And again, Timbersaw, the pretty whore on the top lane. They're getting a lot of damage done, and still doesn't have the second point in Timber Chain, so he's gonna die. This time, MMY gets the second kill, and Burning just gonna be the pure support here in this game, I think.
Is under attack.
Look, when you've got supports like MMY and Lanham, I don't know if you mind them getting farm. So, and Tier 1 tower under siege as well. This is already looking pretty bad for ForLove. And like you were talking about, you've got this Disruptor, but the Alchemist would love to go and set up some ganks on the OD. Unfortunately, Disruptor's like, nah, buddy, I can't really help at all. So, Mushi's just gonna have completely free reign over mid, which isn't something that you should let happen. And I feel that this OD was picked up early enough in the draft that ForLove could have put something together to deal with it, but at least deal with it a little bit better. But right now they're just sort of leaving DK to handle things by himself.
Yeah, the most important thing about these early support kills is that they work towards their arcanes really quickly, and once those come up, they will be ganking non-stop. They won't have to have downtime, clarity, using clarity potions to get back up. And with this constant scaring of the Timbersaw, he doesn't even dare to disrupt this pull now. You can see already Lanham 4 levels compared to Timbersaw's 3. And Timbersaw just going to try and leech some EXP from the low ground. He will get that level 4 at last, so gonna be very happy about that. Mushi picks up his ultimate. DK has to be careful. Runs down to the bottom lane. Does he get a rune? He does. Invis. RNG gods on his side. Ice. Meanwhile, and it's bottom lane. He might get ganked here. I think there's an Invis. Yeah, they're gonna gank him. There are no wards. Ice could be in trouble. They're gonna get him. Oh, pops the dragon. That's gonna be an instant stun, and the flame clears it. Oh, the arrow misses there once again, but the glimpse will be enough. And this time, Ice will not be as lucky. And good gank here. Will kill the offlaner, and very impatient here from the ForLove supports, getting burned there for nothing.
Timbersaw, dive on top lane. Burning finally gets a kill.
ROTK, is that you? But still, dying so many times out there is not something that should be happening here for the Timbersaw, and I think it's more of mistakes on his side. I mean, he's behind in levels, he should not be getting caught out here. 4 deaths in 6 minutes, 1 in 5 now. Lifestealer gets the last hit on the tower. Burning, he has a Midas if he wants it. Nope, Mushi gets his first. And they're actually 4-manning bottom now, ForLove. They're a little bit desperate to go and harass Ice. So Ice, no choice there but to go down. And it wasn't really his fault, they didn't really see it. And it's a 1 in 4 chance it was an Invis rune. And even the arrow missing there, so if the Disruptor had not come in there, I think this Mirana will have a lot to account for. And Timbersaw again, pretty whore. He wants to end this game 0-20, I think. No trees for you. He dies. MMY on a killing spree. Easy kills for him. And 1 in 6 now. All Timbersaw deaths. Okay, no, 5 Timbersaw deaths and one
top tower is under attack.
One Dragon Knight.
Yeah, 1 Dragon Knight.
And Burning, I don't even think there's any, like, sometimes it's, oh, do I get the Midas? I think in this game, you've already got your phase boots. You've got so much farm. How do you not? I think it's perfectly all right for him to grab this here. So now we've got a Lifestealer and OD farming fantastically. The supports are getting big all by them, getting big all by themselves. And ForLove, I just don't know how they can mix things up from here. The Dragon Knight needs some kind of help to get back into the game. Maybe the Mirana can start moving around the map a little bit. And I do like that Yim is just going for phase boots, wand, Bassi, not really farming for anything too late game just yet. But I think it does now kind of fall to the Mirana and the supports to try and get the Dragon Knight and the Timbersaw back into this game, because both of them need a lot of help right now.
Yep, Timbersaw is balanced, guys. And they actually do. They stacked it up for him in the jungle here. So DK might share. No, they're gonna gank without Chakram. Okay, level 4 Timbersaw gonna gank up here. They're gonna glimpse Ice all the way back to middle lane. But Haste Rune is gonna keep him up. And now they're just gonna 5-man. So Timbersaw had a tough time, so he's got a 5-man here. They're gonna chip away at the tower, they're gonna bring it down. Last Strike tries to go for that big plays. Stan, he's gonna toss out that stun on Lanham, but Lanham's not gonna be in any trouble. Clockwork looking for a hook. I think Ice might go if they linger a little too long, but not gonna happen. OD gonna push middle.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think DK could have, if they'd wanted to, just TP'd everybody there, gone for the hook shot, and the fight would have gone fairly well. But at this point, they are a long way ahead. They've got 2 Midas, and there's not really that much pressure to take a team fight that could even remotely be a gamble right now. So Lanham and MMY are probably going to go and set up another kill somewhere. Lanham just going straight early game build. He's already just stacking up bracers, which I'm a little bit surprised at. I really would have thought, with this kind of start, you can start working towards a Bloodstone. You can go, even a BKB rush. Isn't too unusual on the Leshrac, but no, it looks like Lanham just straight efficiency, mass bracers.
It's good mana, it's good health, and once you have a streak going, you don't really want to give it away. Goodbye, Alchemist. Goodbye, Alchemist. Are you gonna have some fancy footwork? Nope. Lanham runs through the trees, and Lanham, will he get it? Oh wow, good TP from
Stan the man.
Yeah, Stan the man gets out. Yim, he's testing it. He's testing Ice. You test Ice. Is he gonna get caught? No. So it looks like this gank is done, and Ice gonna hit middle, and this could be a big wraparound here. OD has ultimate as well, and he's gonna go Midas, and he will have his 4 stuff now. 10 minutes into the game. Oh, hookshot lands onto Fan, and Fan will be going down. Moonlight Shadow is not going to save him, most likely. He gets stunned. Lifestealer brings him down with a paw swipe, and they even wrap around from the back there. So 5-man, they can bring down this middle lane tower, get some map control on the board, and DK dying again. 0-2.
I don't know why Dragon Knight was just sitting there auto-attacking. I mean, yes, the fade time is fairly long, but you're not doing yourself any favors by trying to fight your way out of that situation. So DK, another pick-off. Burning really wanted to pop out because his Midas was off cooldown while he was waiting inside Ice. So finally going to be able to pop out and grab that. But 2-1 tower about to go down.
Oh, the Static Storm not working out the best there. Oh, they glimpsed someone there. Alright, who is it gonna be? What?
No, they glimpsed Burning, but he raged.
Oh, okay. Why would you glimpse Burning? But Mushi goes back in to feed. He will die here. He tried to use his prison, but no. He goes back in there. Did he go in there for a greedy Midas? No, he went in there for a greedy imprisonment. So he wanted that mana, and it cost him his life. So that's gonna be 1 kill thrown back the way of ForLove. It could be the lag. It could be the birthday drunkenness. It could be either of those.
This is when Mushi types dash ping in chat.
Yeah. Oh, hook shot once again. Nice. Lands it, jams it home. But there you go. Glimpse away. But there you go. Burning is gonna bring him down. The split off as well. And he's trying to stick charge up and he's trying to kill them off. But nope. Burning gets another kill. It's 2-8 right now. Burning having a great game. 67-17. He has Midas. He has Face. He has Drums. Just 12 minutes in, and your armlet will be coming soon after. And we're gonna check out net worth. You can see here 6.450 for Burning, 5.7 for Mushi, and well, even though he did die there, he did have a 4-star Midas 10 minutes in, so pretty impressive.
Okay. Yeah, I was just watching him because he had 1800 gold, and I was like, Come on, Yim, don't give in, don't buy the Midas, but no, it just picks up the Blade of Alacrity, so... I think if he just gives up and farms, then this game is over for sure. If he tries to stay active and maybe sets up some nice ganks, then there's a slim chance, but I think there is still a chance that they can make their way back into this game. So, I don't know, just kudos to Yim for the build. I don't want to see another Midas.
Yes, but in this case, I think a Midas might have been helpful. Oh, look at the Husky. But yeah, I think Yasha is not going to do too much good.
It's not going to help you that much.
Are they going to silence burning? Yeah, silence burning! Go! No! No! Make burning dive! Do it! Make burning dive. They can really bring him down. I don't know what they're doing.
Stan, no! Self-stun in the jungle. He's going to get stunned up as well by Lanham. Arrow flies in, but it's straight into the creep wave, so Stan's gone.
Timbersaw comes in, level 6. He's about to die. 0-6 for you, sir! No, no, yes, yes, no. Infest, burning, do it! Infest, burning. Oh, burning. He has the War Dota senses. Oh, no, not gonna get. So he's gonna back off there. But he knew. He could smell it. Pretty Whore has to be very careful here. And now Mushi's gonna find the enemy stack here in the jungle, and he's gonna farm it up, gonna Midas one of them up, and he's gonna have a lot of gold in his pockets, even stacking the camp to refarm them. He's stacking the enemy jungle. Just a little bit of an excursion, but Yim, he's going for Manta, and I don't think that your #1 role, once again, Mantaing out of open wounds is the best choice of item. So I don't know, Mirana's not really going for it. You should really just go for full glass cannon like you said. And go for something like a Dasso or Maelstrom even. Dasso's better on Lifestealer.
Yeah, I would say minus armor is gonna help you out a lot. But positioning is going to be the biggest problem for Yim, just because he doesn't right now have the Dragon Knight and the Timbersaw to rely on at the front lines. Pretty Hall is sort of getting back into this game. Dragon Knight died again top while we saw that fight for the Alchemist on bottom lane, but DK, they've got so many. Well, they had so many good wards down. ForLove are going to be able to get rid of at least one of them. But at this point, DK just, I think, sit back, farm up a couple of items if they want to, and I don't even know if they need to. Ice is working his way towards a mech. That's going to be up pretty quick. Lanham is also working on a mech, so yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
A little bit of miscommunication among the DK side.
Oh, yeah. Casual buckler. The buckler's pretty good actually, and yeah, if you just buy it by accident, you can actually just leave it in your inventory. It gives your main hero, I think, 5 armor, and gives you some attributes as well. So if you really don't have anything, you can actually help push a lane with the Basilius. Oh, it's kind of a Basilius counter, but Ice, he catches 2 heroes in. The silence comes on. Ice will pay for his insolence, but they do. Catching 2 heroes, Fan's in trouble. He gets stunned from a return stun from Rubik, but Vanish comes out from Stan. Stan sidesteps the stun, but Lanham actually catches an arrow there. Dragon Knight brings him down, ends his killing spree, and now suddenly, ForLove are sending DK running. Oh, the stun comes on up. Oh, burning, dodges that with the damage, but he's not. He's gonna get beaten by a lot of heroes, but oh, the ultimate triple kill for Mushi. That perfect will lag. Ultra kill for Mushi. Amgod in the house. He clears the floor with his ultimate. And it's like, well, that beat was just a tease. And now, Mushi, suddenly from 0-1, he goes 4-1, 1006 in the bank, and he's working towards a very fast hex.
Yeah, I was wondering when Mushi was going to drop the ult, because everybody was kind of grouped up on top of the hill. And I was like, okay, there's 5 heroes. There's a 5-man Sanity's Eclipse there. And they lose the support, they back off. And then finally he goes for it and picks up the ultra kill. So, nicely done there by DK, another team fight won. Just pulling further and further ahead. Oh, the graphs are not very pleasant to look at this point. Holy, 14k gold, 12k experience.
Lifestealer, 16 minutes in, armlet, Midas, drums, face boots. 1,000 gold in the bank, about to get an Aegis. This is pretty obscene.
Roshan has fallen to the dust.
They gave it to Mushi. They gave it to Mushi, and this could be trouble for them. I mean, ForLove, like you said, they need. I mean, their heroes are meant to come back. Like DK doesn't really need that much farm, but they're not really doing a lot with their heroes right now. I don't see any good disruptor initiations. Yim, if only you knew. If only they knew Yim was in there. He didn't have a TP, or didn't want the TP.
Ice Ice Ice, oh, yeah, you don't want to... No. Ice 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 had a haste and he was trying to chase down Pretty Haw on top lane, but he just gets cut down by Whirling Death, so...
Yeah, Timbersaw made that pretty
just dies
clear.
in a 1v1.
Yep, Timbersaw made that pretty clear, and it's a good kill for Timbersaw. I mean, he really needs it. He has been dying a lot. He finally gets a kill on the board, a solo kill nonetheless. Level 9 Clockwork solo kill gets him his level 9 as well. So Timbersaw gonna get the upper hand of that. And essentially, what about the timeout? This DK Observer ward just plants it. So if they get the deny on this, it's gonna be a big deal. But no, and they get theirs denied instead. So 50 gold goes to Alanum. Good sentry ward placement, and now. Double damage, bottom lane if they do want it. Ice 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 back in the fray. He's gonna go for Blade Mill.
Yeah, with his casual headdress along for the ride.
Yeah, and dash shot, dash equals. So he's squinting his eyes, Lanham.
Unimpressed. Maybe some lag or something going on. Maybe Ice 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 and Mushi have been sitting there complaining about lag the entire game. And he's gotten sick of it.
Yeah, and well, you guys take a look at the goal graph. 15,000, just 18 minutes in, 12,000.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it.
Well,
it's too
we
sad.
said DK. I mean, I said Chinese teams were kind of on a balanced foot. I say that with a lot of candidness and, well, it's a very loose sense of balance.
Hmm.
But yeah, wow, mass disconnect.
There we go.
Oh, the VPN. 讯入卡了，换接电脑。I think that means something lag. Car means lag, and yeah, my hunting ping is not that great. But I think what they're meaning, what they're saying is, I think the VPN crashed and they need to switch it. So okay.
Well, you know more than I do, Lysander. So
yeah,
good to have you along.
10 years of Chinese education and I can barely read what the Chinese are saying. I can only speak conversationally, but I really can't. I can't really. English is my main language. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah. Chinese is kind of a survival thing. If I need to speak it, I can speak it, but not really comfortable. It sounds nice. I mean, knowing how to speak Chinese when you're Chinese, and I can speak a little bit of Cantonese phrases, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say that even like Chinese speakers that I know, when it comes to the Dota terminology and things like that, they just have no idea, like the different names for various things. It has to be a learned thing as well. So I don't know.
Chinese is hard.
Yeah,
but
Chinese in general is hard.
It's not as hard as French. I tried learning French.
Really? You found French difficult? I mean, I haven't learned French.
Oh, I had a small course in French, but stopped after a few weeks because it was just a teaser module and say if you wanted to continue. So it was kind of free, so I just took it. Had some fun with some French words, learned some very basic stuff. Most of it's gone now. I really like French numbers though. Yeah. Well, was it ce soir? Ce soir.
I don't know.
Ce soir is 60. I'm not sure. Is it 60? Yeah, I think 60 is 70. But it sounds nice, and I think that's pretty much it. French is just a nice language. It's a very cool language to speak, but it's really hard. And we had to do introductions in French. It was really weird.
Okay, so Ice Ice Ice, so still waiting on him. ForLove, I'm not sure how they get back into the game at this point. There's wards from DK sort of keeping them pinned back on their side of the map everywhere. So Ice 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 is always going to be ready to jump you if you overstep your bounds. And yeah, it gets really, really difficult at this point, especially when you've got a hero like a Disruptor who is kind of under-leveled. He's got, yes, 4 points up in Glimpse, but his total contribution to teamfight damage at this point is like a total of maybe, 400 on one hero. If you're lucky, maybe you catch a couple in the Static Storm and things go a little bit better, but
yeah, the thing
DK can just farm a Hex, and I don't know what you do from there.
the thing with the Disruptor is you really need your Static Storm to make sure that Burning doesn't pop his rage. That's it. And Disruptor, usually you go well when you have something to set it up for you, and in this case FL don't really have a lot of crowd control apart from Disruptor. I mean they have crowd control, but they don't have things to constrain the enemy in one position. So it's up to 5,400 to actually land that. It's such a weird name, 5400, to actually land a good Static Storm as well as the Kinetic Field. And I always feel that Glimpse at level 4 is not really necessary. You can leave it at 3 and opt for a point in something else, but it's just personal preference because usually you don't get that far. It's nice to have it that far, but you usually aren't that far. And they say go, thank you, and we'll go on with the game.
Nice. So on we go. DK, I don't even know if they wait around too long here. They're good at Aegis. Maybe they finish farming the Hex, but I think that's about it. Are we super close to anything else? Well, ForLove, they're going for it. They know that at this point, it's gonna take something pretty big. They've only got like a third of this Moonlight Shadow left, and DK are pretty well positioned. Ice Ice might be the first one caught out, however.
Oh, bye-bye, Ice Ice. Nope, just kidding. Here comes Burning. The Static Storm goes onto a Raged Lifestealer. Not the best idea, but Ice Ice goes in there just to die. But it's okay. He managed to pin them down long enough. Burning's gonna go for a kill. Oh, arrow. Nearly there. Good arrow there. Does buy him a little bit of time, but Burning, he bleeds the DK out. No! Fun! The place! Fun gets out of there alive. Mushy! This ultimate not as spectacular, and well, skill difference at hand, but Lanham lands a perfect split off, and Alchemist, stand my man, you are going home. And arrow nearly hits Lanham there, but well, Mirana, arrows are good, but he's gonna leap away now. Nothing can really do about this. 6 to 17 there. Ice, poor guy, lagging pretty hard I think, but Diffusal Blade on the Priestess.
Thanks.
It's a good damage item. I'm not sure what else there's none of the really cute things that you can do with the Diffusal Blade in this game. There's no debuffs to really dispel or anything like that. So it's pretty much just, maybe you can dispel a dust when you pop Moonlight Shadow, but that's about it.
And arrow flies out once again. Lanham this time will go catch it up very obligingly. The piggy horn. Here you go, piggy horn. He gets caught out. The stun from Rubik stuns up at Fan just in time. Burning gonna have some discipline here. Oh, gonna catch a stun with all of his supports. This could be bad, but the hookshot comes in from Ice, bails them all out. DK a little too over eager, and Hor, he's gonna run away. Burning, nope. Mushy goes in there, pops his face with the orb, and there's a kill. Ice, oh, nearly catching an arrow there. Urn will take him over. He will not die. He'll drink from his bottle. He'll be okay. Stan, he is gonna be in big trouble. Unstoppable for Burning, and a tower. 6 to 21. Do we see GG? Yes, we do. 5,400 calls it. That name, all the names here, even Timbersaw's name, they're learning from the Koreans, I swear. DK gonna take this game pretty easily, securing 82% of the rares on Dota 2 Lounge right now.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel that as much as ForLove did have some execution problems, the Timbersaw died a lot on top lane. Everything else kind of went more or less as expected for them from their draft. So I would kind of pin it back maybe to a drafting problem. I like Disruptor. I'm a big proponent of Disruptor. I'd like to see him picked more, but I don't think that this was quite the situation to have the hero. So we'll see. ForLove might be able to turn things around in game 2 and take us out to a third and final game, but DK, despite lag, is still looking great.
Yep. So I mean, skill can take you a long way. And like I said, 300, 200 ping, it's bad, but it's not that terrible. From what my personal experience, it's only about a second, so it's not that bad, and it clearly shows. I mean, Mushy with the ultra kill in middle lane. Very well played. 6 to 21. We'll come back, but next game, will ForLove take it back in an upset, or will DK just sweep this easy 2-0? Save all your rares, get 0.7, 0.5 back. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll be back with game number 2. I'm Lysander, his base skip, and we'll see you guys later. Much love and Kappa.